They used to be all over it. I never realized that's how people bathed and kept clean. They went to saunas because the old walk-up where the Jews and all the people that came over, what were they called? See, I'm losing that easy word. People that migrate to our country.
Immigrants? Immigrants?
Yeah, the immigrants. That's how they there were hundreds of them all over the city, and they would go in, pay 25 cents or 15 cents, and they could go in the sauna, wash themselves, swim in the pool, and because they had, and then some of them had bathtubs in the kitchen, and they put a cover over it, and it served as where the woman prepared the dinner. I rented, I sublet an apartment in New York when I was in tour for a summer, and have you ever heard of Ignaz Paderewski?
No.
He was a famous classicist. He was also of Poland. What we have of every country we have diplomat. What do they call him? Ambassador. He was the ambassador of Poland. He was Polish, and he was a great pianist, famous. He played up into the 1920s, and my aunt, who was supposed to leave me a lot of money, she was a millionaire, and what she really wanted from me was, when I graduated from school, was to move in with her in this little jerkwater town outside Peoria, Illinois, and give piano lessons in her house and keep her company. Well, she made it, if she thought that's what I wanted to do, I wanted to get the hell away from my family, my father. Luckily I got my first job in Boston, which I loved. Boston was a real charming, and you could buy one of those brownstones it was a black area, for $20,000, and they're now selling for $1 million.
Of course.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
and they were wonderful houses that were not in bad shape. I stayed in one of them. This guy, I went into the hospital when I arrived in Boston. I was sick in the bus, and I got off the bus. I was real sick.
Steve,
I caught the flu in New York, staying with some friends of mine. His husband got on the bus, sick, and got off the bus in Boston. I just had a real high fever, and so the cab driver took me to Peter Brigham Hospital, which is real famous as a major hospital in the country. And they took me in. They didn't charge me anything, and a resident, not a real doctor, did a spinal on me. And you can fuck up a spinal, and you're paralyzed for life. And when he did it, I didn't know this, but he did it right, and because they were testing me for meningitis. I just had the flu. I went into this room finally with about 6 people, and there was this old man that was dying, and all of his relatives were laying around him, and finally I went to sleep, and I woke up in the morning, and I felt fine, and the mattress was folded over. He had died in the night, and they took his body, and I walked, I stayed another day, and as I was walking out of the hospital, I got, a doctor called me, saw me leaving, said, Mr. Thrall, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but you an ulcer. We discovered you have an ulcer. I never had any pain. So while I was recovering for another week and a half, I think it was, every night they would give me this belladonna. And they'd wake me up from a deep sleep at 2 in the morning and give me belladonna, and I would just go back to sleep.
I have to get
and I got my induction notice to go into the service.
I gotta get.
And a doctor wrote a letter for me and said that I had an ulcer, and that's how I got out of going into the service.
Well,
that wasn't.
It's lucky that you got an ulcer then.
I didn't have an ulcer. I went right out and had spaghetti. I left that place. I met some guy there who was an orderly, and I'm talking, and I got to know him. He said, well, I have a friend who has a townhouse, and he rents rooms. And I went to this real dumpy area, which was full of these townhouses. Now it's a gorgeous area, but the house was full of antiques. He showed, and he had never set them up. They were just piled all over. And I slept upstairs on a mattress on the floor until I don't know how long I was there, but I started teaching shortly after that. It was in September, and I think I started teaching a week and a half later. But I've had some real adventures. I worked in a mafia nightclub in Boston. It was honestly run by the mafia, and I had never waited. I didn't know drinks from a glass of milk, and I went through the line of people that were applying, and they gave me the jobs. I was young, full of energy, and I would run to the other waiters when someone would add on opening night. They had Cab Calloway sing, and the place was packed, and I had all these tables, and I thought, oh God.
I'm gonna get some rest.
And they started asking me.
I gotta go to bed.
Okay. They started asking me these drinks, and I didn't know what a 7 and 7 was. And the waiters helped me get through it.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. Sleep well.